Shalom, shalom, following the show. Welcome again to The Rock. This is a quick video on power, especially, or energy, especially backup energy. So these are two solar generators right here. We have the Alcatel 2000 watt, it's not focusing, 2000 watt solar generator. And then we have the Alcatel 600 watt generator. Both of them on Amazon. The prices are great. I'm not going to go through all the specs and all that. I'm not going to touch on all that. But one of the reasons why I really like these generators is because you can use standard regular solar panels. You can use regular solar panels. For those that don't know, yes, I run on solar. I'm in the process of likely switching my battery bank out from the lead acid to the lithium ion batteries. I really like those batteries. I like the idea of them lasting so long. But anyways, this is a backup system. And again, you can go online and look at the different specs of what they offer, what it could power for how long, yada yada yada. But I like these because they both run on solar. Standard solar batteries. Let's make my flashlight. There you go. So right now this one's got 44 watts coming in. It's got 1.5 more hours. And then this one is at 99%. It's got 16 watts coming in, but you can see the different outputs for the 600 watt. It's got USB outputs, AC outputs. This one has the same thing. The AC outputs are on that side, on this side. It's got a light, 2000, the different outputs that you have. And it charges via solar panel, or for the 2000 watt, it's solar panel. You can hook it up to your cigarette lighter in your car, or wall outlet. Same thing with that one. But we have to consider having backup power. Of course, you're also going to have your standard generator. You get these from Harbor Freight. I meant to say the solar generator, the price, I'll post a Amazon link in the description for the 2000 watt and for the 600 watt. Just gotta remember. But anyways, regular gas generator. It's just good to have redundancy. It's good to have options. So, you could use your solar generators. You can use your standard gas generator. And then in my workshop, another gas generator. I'm taking apart and cleaning out my chainsaws right now. It's the Ryobi one. It's my Stihl 18-inch. That's a 16-inch. This is a 14-inch, and that's a 16-inch. So I'm just doing my tune-ups on the generators. But your normal another gas generator. I use this one specifically for my work shed, Sportsman. So you can get all these generators online. The Predator I got from Harbor Freight, and I love Harbor Freight generators for the one reason that if you buy the warranty, you can take your generator back for any reason within the time of that warranty, for any reason. You could cut a wire and take it back and get a brand new generator. So that's why I like the Harbor Freight generators. And they've actually ran really, really well. They actually run really, really well. So having redundancy and the ability to power your home, to bring electricity into your home, to run the things that you need, your refrigerator, your freezer. I'm a big advocate in 2 is 1, 1 is none, or in my case, 3 is 2, and 2 is 1, or something like that. I just believe in the ability to have different ways of having energy, having the ability to keep things cold. And if all those run out, I actually have a fourth way of keeping food cold. I have a fourth way of having actual light into the house. Now I couldn't, my freezers wouldn't work if all those systems that I just showed you went down. My refrigerator wouldn't work, but I still have another way, another means of keeping my food at least chill. And these things are important, especially with where this world is going and, you know, the direction that we're headed in, it's very important to consider these things. You know, right here, it's a different video, but I'm planting this garden out. Right now I have tender green mustards in here, but I'm going to be putting a couple more rows in. And yes, I actually do row in my leaves like this. So as you can see, like this row right here, the rows actually are pretty dug. I dug it yesterday, but the wind blew it, leaves back in. So, but I just dig down to the soil. I'll put my seeds down, and then I'll use the compost that I make. And here's one of my compost bins. I have 8 compost bins right now on the property, and I just throw leaves in my chicken coop. The chickens do their thing. They step on it, they pick through it, they stomp it down, they scratch it, and they do all that, poop all over it, and then I just pour it in here, along with a lot of my cardboard and things like that. And I'll leave it here for 6 months. And after 6 months, it'll turn into basically this. Here's the home harvested tender green mustards. But it'll turn into that after about 6 months. So redundancy, you know, it's nice knowing that, you know, well, we have a urea shortage, or we have a fertilizer shortage, or, you know, people are going to be suffering because they don't have electricity. It's wonderful to perceive the evil and hide yourself, and to consider it, and to look ahead and to say, well, that's not going to affect me. Now, if they throw, you know, there's an EMP, yeah, it's going to affect me. But I still have, you know, systems that I could kickstart, even if that were to happen. Even if that were to happen, I have systems that I could kickstart and still be able to have light, still be able to cool myself and my family reasonably. Because I thought about these things and I created systems. And one of the things, you know, when you first move to a piece of property, and for those who don't know, when I first moved here, you see all the trees down right there? The property looked like this. It's completely wooded. You can see behind the chicken coop, it's just completely wooded. That's what this whole property looked like. You can see all the trees that I cut down. There's 2 there, and there's 1 here. So I actually had to do all the work. Me and Sister Tanisha, and then when Sister Ebony came, she came out and was doing this. But when we first got here, we struggled and we learned to make our way through it, and we learned different methods that worked, that really worked, to keep ourselves cool, to preserve our food, to have light. You know, we learned to recycle and reuse things. You know, we learned to reuse our cooking oil as a lamp oil. You know, there's certain things you can do with it. You can mix it with some other stuff, and you can make a lamp oil with your cooking oil. You know, you want to drain it out. Your trailer might smell like fried chicken or French fries, but hey, you'll be able to have oil that you can, you know, you don't have to go out and spend any extra money. You could actually use just regular cooking oil. So we learn these things, and we learn through the struggles and the trials and the tribulations, to the point now where we are living extremely comfortable. We are living extremely, extremely comfortable. You know, people say, quote unquote, off grid. You know, some people say, well, you're not truly off grid because you got a cell phone. Okay, I'm not. That's not an argument I'm making. I'm just saying that, you know, we've learned these things, and when we learn by doing, you know, doing is a great teacher. So having that redundancy, you know, and with what we're seeing, you know, Germany, what they're looking at as far as energy goes, as far as water goes, as far as lighting goes, as far as keeping warm goes, you know, you have a wood stove, you got a wood stove in you're in an area where you're quote unquote allowed to have a wood stove, you can just burn this. And all this, I'm going to take to get split, but you could burn that and keep warm. So these are things that we've got to start thinking about. I understand there's a comfort of this world, and we've been giving, you know, you can grow your own food. You know, here's a secondary tomato garden. I've seen it shown in other videos. The secondary garden for my tomatoes. So these we're going to be canning once they, you know, put forth. I mean, they're starting to do it a little bit. Right now we're growing a lot of food. This is our canning garden, our time. So everything that we're kind of growing now, we have certain gardens designated, and but a lot of this is just going to simply be canned or frozen, blanched and frozen. So let me get back to work. I got to plant this section out right here. And then I have that where I'm leaving those in. Those are a Sensation lettuce. They made it through literally 3.5 weeks of no water, no rain, and now they're going to seed. So these seeds right here are going to be extremely drought tolerant, extremely drought tolerant. All these right here. I never watered them. Same with the kale. It's 90, we had 90, 95, 100-degree temperature for over 2 weeks. And you can see a lot of them survived and are going to seed. So those are going to be seeds that I'm going to be harvesting. Yes, they'll be for sale. They're going to be extremely, extremely drought tolerant. You see, I didn't even put leaves on the ground. I want to stress these plants out. And the ones that survived, and the ones that died, but I wanted them for their seeds. So we ate the lettuce, and now we're going to be harvesting the seeds. Same with the kales. Then we have Premier Kale. We have some kohlrabi in there. And we have some, I think we have some tatsoi in there too. And then more lettuces up there. And those are radishes. And again, we planted them. This was from our spring garden. And they made it through that extreme heat. So it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. Hallelujah. All right, I hope y'all having a blessed day. I'll try and shoot another video. I can remember. But until then, bless y'all. Think about redundancies. Think about things that you're going to need as these times get worse. Shalom.